Authorities are looking for 2 suspects in an attempted child abduction, and county road agencies released the 2018 Don't Miss list of local roads for fall colors.
Later on, Ross will have our weather and Caleb will have our sports. And I'm Erica Flint.
I'm Grant Lukens, and this is Public Eye News. Portage Township police officers are looking for 2 suspects in an attempted child abduction case. A mother says one suspect distracted her while the other grabbed her child's arm and attempted to walk towards their vehicle. The mother was able to free her child, but the older red pickup truck fled the scene. One of the suspects is a 60-year-old-ish man with a mustache and a medium build, and the other suspect is a middle-aged white woman with bleached blonde hair and a green pantsuit. Anyone with information should contact the Sheriff's Office at 906-643-1165. Rock blasting is to take place along US 41 on Thursday and Friday. Smith Construction will be blasting rocks at the Fox Subaru dealership between 10 a.m. and noon. The blasting site is located south of US 41 between Fox Marquette and Northwoods Road.
The Dead River Games are back in celebration of Northern Michigan University's kickoff for Homecoming Week. It will be located at the Dead River Beach where the Dead River and Lake Superior connect. Approximately 400 students comprise the 64 teams that will take part in the sand building contest, obstacle course, and the community-wide family-friendly ice cream social. For more information about the different events that are offered on each day of Homecoming Week, please visit the Northern Michigan University website. The Drug Court program in Delta County has 3 more successful graduates. The program helps individuals charged with drug offenses to overcome addiction by adhering to strict standards. On Monday, Zach Hamilton, Joshua Curry, and Jennifer Nelson officially became the most recent Delta County graduates. Judge James Morrison said, "These 3 people that have come back to us have proven that there is a solution to this problem and that they are now ambassadors of change that works."
County road agencies have given their list of roads to not miss if you like the colorful leaves. The leaves are said to be at their color peak on October 7th through October 28th. The roads for Marquette County include Country Road 510 and County Road 502 north to Big Bay, AAA off County Road 510 in Big Bay, County Road 533 in Santica, and M35 from County Road 480 to Gwinn. An over 100-year-old shipwreck has been found in Lake Huron's Lower Georgian Bay. The Detroit News reports that a team of international divers spotted the ship known as the J.H. Jones on July 1st. The ship was carrying over 30 people when it vanished in a storm back in 1906. The divers have only so far found 1 body. And we'll be back after this break.
He gripped my arm
and he started to massage my shoulders
in a forceful way.
Stories with uncanny similarities.
He came back in a robe, just like an open robe. If you were in his movie, you had a shot at an Academy Award.
He used his non-disclosure agreements.
It was a show of power.
I think a lot of people turned a blind eye
and control.
I think his career is over, but you know, who knows? Anything can happen.
Tonight at 10:30 and tomorrow at 2 p.m.
In Rancho Cordova, California, a Pep Boys store shootout ended with a Sacramento County Sheriff's deputy killed and another wounded. 28-year-old Deputy Julie Robertson was shot in the arm and returned fire, but a shot to the upper body killed 27-year-old Mark Stasiuk. After the loss of Deputy Robert French, who was also killed in action less than a year ago, Sheriff Scott Jones has this to say, quote, "It's an incredible hole that never quite gets filled in the hearts of our department." End quote. Governor Jerry Brown said flags at the Capitol would be flown at half-staff in the deputy's honor. The trade war between the U.S. and China has intensified as the Trump administration slaps tariffs on another $200 billion of Chinese imports. China is promising retaliation, as Tina Kraus reports from London.
Thousands of Chinese goods arriving in the U.S. next week will be taxed at 10% before climbing to 25% next year, meaning Americans will start paying more for popular products. The new taxes will hit a wide range of Chinese imports, raising prices on items such as air conditioners, TVs, boats, furniture, and toys. Major tech companies were able to persuade President Trump to spare smartwatches and other consumer electronics from the hit list.
I think it's going to work out very well with China. I think they want to make a deal.
President Trump's announcement to tax $200 billion worth of Chinese products fueled the fight between the world's two biggest economies. China says it will now slap tariffs on $60 billion of U.S. goods. A foreign ministry spokesman said mutual respect is the only right way out of this trade dispute, but the U.S. shows no sincerity or goodwill. Analysts say consumers are paying the price as the trade battle escalates.
And this disengagement with the world, and certainly disengagement with China, in the long run is going to hurt us.
The U.S. and China have already imposed import taxes on $50 billion worth of each other's products. Beijing took aim at American farmers, ordering heavy penalties on exports like soybeans. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
Philadelphia has agreed to overhaul its civil asset forfeiture laws to reduce what law enforcement can take from citizens. The city's current forfeiture laws allow law enforcement to seize a home if they think a crime has been committed. This law has allowed the government of Philadelphia to take over $5.6 million worth of assets from citizens. The lawsuit says that the civil asset forfeiture takes away a person's right to due process. Darpina Sheath, the leader of the lawsuit, has said, quote, "Without any convictions or criminal charges, people are losing their property," end quote. Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh and a psychology professor from California are telling two vastly different stories about an alleged sexual abuse incident at a house party in the early 1980s. Kavanaugh will tell his side to lawmakers next week, but his accuser has not yet agreed to testify. Angela Alvarez has the latest from the White House.
Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh will testify under oath Monday about an allegation that he sexually assaulted a 15-year-old when he was 17. California psychologist Christine Blasey Ford says Kavanaugh pinned her to a bed, put his hand over her mouth, and groped her at a high school party in the early 1980s. Kavanaugh denies the accusation, saying Dr. Ford's story is a completely false allegation.
Set up to have the hearing on.
Judiciary Committee Chairman Senator Chuck Grassley says Blasey Ford has not yet agreed to testify. On CBS this morning, committee member Senator Kamala Harris said that she has nothing to gain by stepping forward.
I believe her. You know, she's pretty specific about the structure of the house where it happened. She's pretty specific about who exactly was involved.
This alleged incident is completely at variance with his entire life history. He welcomes the opportunity to address the committee about this claim.
The Judiciary Committee had planned to vote to advance Kavanaugh's nomination to the full Senate this week, but that vote is now delayed. President Trump agrees with the process.
Do that, you have to go through this. If it takes a little delay, it'll take a little delay.
Democrats want the FBI to investigate, but in a statement, the Justice Department said the accusation against Kavanaugh does not involve any potential for a federal crime. Angelica Alvarez, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Stay tuned. After this break, we'll be back with your weather and sports.
I'm so excited. We've got a brand new season of Jazzy Vegetarian with scrumptious plant-based recipes to please any palate.
Wow, that smells so good.
And with a little help from my friends like Broadway choreographer Chase Brock.
This is amazing.
The cast of Music Man. And jazz singer Kelly Jolly.
I'm ready for pie.
I'll show you how to cook deliciously vegan food on Jazzy Vegetarian.
Thursdays at 4:30 on Public TV 13.
And welcome back. My name is Ross Rain. I'll be here with your weather today. If you look over here at our Academic Mall, it's looking quite wet and quite rainy today. That falls through with our today's current conditions. It's going to be overcast, a temperature of 54 degrees, winds north at 9 miles per hour, and a barometric pressure of 30.03 and steady. Looking at tonight, it's going to be cloudy with a low of 47, winds north at 10 miles per hour. And then looking at tomorrow's weather, it's going to be foggy with a high of 61, winds east at 5 miles per hour. Looking across our UP, we're going to start over here with Sault Ste. Marie at 62 and sunny. Manistee with 61 and cloudy. Escanaba down here with 60 and sunny. And down in Menominee with 58 and cloudy. Looking at our other half of the UP here, we are rocking with 59 and cloudy over in Iron Mountain, Ironwood, 55 and cloudy, 53 and cloudy over in Houghton, and back here in Marquette, it's going to be 54 and cloudy. Let's look at our week ahead. Looking ahead, Thursday is going to have a high of 66, low of 56, and showers. Friday is going to have a high of 61, low of 44, and partially cloudy. And then Saturday is going to have a high of 60, low of 48, and it's going to be sunny. Well, it does not look like our week's weather is going very well, but I heard that did not stop our women's soccer team.
Oh, it did not, and they were working. NMU women's soccer's own Carolina Hollonen is named GLIAC's Offensive Player of the Week. Hollonen leads GLIAC in all categories with 6 goals, 4 assists, 16 points, and 29 shots in this season. This is the first award of the season for the Wildcats, and the competition is shaking in their cleats because the women's soccer returns to the field on Friday at 3 p.m. where we host Norwood University. Northern Michigan University will induct 5 new players and 1 new team into the Sports Hall of Fame on September 21st. Former football player Richard Dick Allen is among those being entered into the Hall. Allen was a starting running back in the 1956, where the team went undefeated. Allen was also the letter winner all 4 years for the track and field. Allen became a school principal before retiring in 1995. The Minnesota Twins beat the Detroit Tigers 6-1 in a game of baseball yesterday. Cole Stewart pitched all 6 games, and Eddie Rosario homered before leaving the game with an injury. Rosario hit his 24th home run of the year, which resulted in the only points for the Detroit Tigers. Rosario aggravated his right quad injury, which resulted in him having to leave the game. Stewart got the Twins in an unearned run, 3 hits, and 5 strikeouts. Well, things were not going great for the Twins yesterday, Erica, but I hear we have someone who might be having fun.
Oh, definitely. That's right, Caleb. A Maryland driving lesson took a surprising dive into the North Creek Community Center pool. The 2 occupants in their 50s and 60s went off the deep end after jumping the curb and crashing through a fence. The driver and passenger were uninjured Saturday, albeit soaking wet, according to Montgomery County Fire and Rescue spokesman Pete Puringer. A man was ticketed on Friday for stepping off the designated boardwalks and getting dangerously close to the steaming hot Old Faithful geyser. A Yellowstone National Park ranger repeatedly attempted to call the man to safety as the man appeared to urinate on the geyser. Unfortunately, he is not the first to be caught on camera with an urge to urinate on Old Faithful.
Now, Erica, that's what I call blowing off a little steam. And I'll tell you what, I definitely wouldn't be bold enough to do it. And honestly, a national park, I wouldn't say an achievement, but it's definitely something. Thank you for tuning into Public Eye News, and we will see you tomorrow.
The preceding program was produced in studios located in the Edgar L. Hardin Learning Resources Center by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television.